Hello once again, beautiful people. So this is another video of the month, the past pickups of the month, starting with new releases here. Even though it seems like these videos kind of do bad when I start with the new releases, because a lot of the time the new releases are stuff that I don't have a lot of positive stuff to say. That seems to be affecting the outreach of these videos, but we're gonna do it like that anyway. And the rest of these are like back issues, trade paperbacks, like used stuff that I picked up in the past month at different local comic shops. Depending, I might split this up into two videos. We'll see how it goes, because it's past my bedtime even as I start recording this, and gotta work in the cold wilderness of Canada in the morning for a long time. But anyways, let us start. Okay, we're going to start out with comic issues. Firstly, here's Cruel Universe number 4. And these are going to be like really fast reviews, so apologize. I'm not going to go into too much depth. Basically, what I'm going to say is like this first story was kind of good. Okay, the creators in here: Matt Bors, Daniel Irizarry, Matt Kint, Allison Sampson, Cecil Castellucci, Andre Muti. Oh, yeah, Andre Muti. I like his art. And Ben H. Winters and Kano. So the first story was the strongest in this one. Pretty entertaining, and the twist ending was good too. No spoiler that there's twist endings and all. You know, in these kind of sci-fi and horror anthologies, there's always twist endings. A good one in this one. The second story, pretty intelligent, but nothing to write home about. Sorry, like I said, okay, Andrea Muti's art is pretty nice a lot of the time. Yeah, apologies. I'm not going to go too into depth. So, if your tastes differ, your mileage may vary, of course. But any fans of the channel familiar with my taste, you'll know I'll be able to just say like, it's good, it's meh, or it's crappy, it sucks, or it's excellent. In this case, is like fine, totally like 3 out of 5 for Cruel Universe number 4. I'd say like pretty good, decent, decent. Same with this Epitaphs from the Abyss. The strongest point would be the Lee Bermeo cover here. Man, his art is I wasn't like I'm not a fan of everything he does, but this photorealism that he does, like say for instance making the background kind of blurry, painting it and getting that effect is sick, and the details on that face too. But yeah, let's see here the stories. Oh yeah, the second story was kind of good in here by Rosenberg and Kano. All Know You, that twist ending was gross as hell. This is kind of interesting, this first story with the 3D printed house of the future. That was kind of neat, and like, you could tell maybe he's an architecture fan, because it is a cool looking house. But yeah, totally fine. Not dumb, they're fairly intelligent, but as usually the case with anthologies, you're not going to get anything great. It's even less content than you would get in an old school kind of like short story, which would usually be anywhere from like 12 to 20 pages of text, so able to convey a lot more. But nothing too crazy in these. Man, this starts out pretty good, but the twist ending grossed me out a lot. Anyways, Epitaphs from the Abyss number 5. This again is like a 3 out of 5. I'd say better than like average passing grade, but nothing too insane. Okay, more new releases. Heatseeker, Combustion. I follow the Gun Honey series, and I always get the a lot of the variant covers here as well. So that first one's cover A is a David Nakayama cover. Cover E here by Leslie Lyrics Lee, is that correct? Cover F, the Brow Nude. Didn't open this one because I have a different variant of it. The foil David Nakayama cover. Just hoarding a bunch of these. They'll probably be worth more when I'm dead. Let my family make some bucks on them later or something. Cover H. Oh, geez. The Tula Lotte nude variant. Just covering up the nudity for the sake of this video, but this is Leslie Lee, the nude variant, cover I. This is the Brow Blind Bag nude. This, what's the deal? They're all variations on the same color cover, but maybe like different colors or different elements like that. Is that the deal with these blind bags? Something like that, right? So that's that. I got this issue of Psylocke, whatever volume this is, #1, because of the Archerm cover, and I was like, let me try out some new superhero stuff. But as usual, new superhero stuff just left me like kind of blah, kind of meh, nothing too exciting. Mediocre, as Immortan Joe would say, but not bad. Maybe if I was a kid, I would like it, but yeah, I'm gonna go back to just not bothering with new superhero stuff, I guess. Your mileage may vary. I'm sure there's good, decent new superhero stuff out there, but I just am not familiar with it or I'm able to find it. But a nice art germ cover. Okay, from the indies, Suicidal Tendencies, kind of like rock and roll biographies. This is cool. I like this band, yeah, but the problem that I had with this is a lot of the old unauthorized rock and roll biographies, they had like a lot of interesting, what would you call it, drama or like, kind of unsavory or less talked about aspects and stuff. Here they talk about like circle jerks and like the punk scene, thrash scene back then, and like gangs controlling LA at that time. But mostly this doesn't have a lot of like personality. It, as far as the writing, the art is awesome, but the writing usually is just talking about, okay, in this year they signed up with this label, they released this album in this year, and this year this member joined or this member quit, then they had this producer, and so it's not like the old rock and roll biographies that had a lot more interesting, I guess maybe you could call it intrigue back in the day. Oh, here they talk about them being on an episode of Miami Vice. Suicidal or Institutionalized being one of the first music videos on MTV. So maybe MTV doesn't suck after all so much, looking back at it. The video for Trip of the Brain, of course, is another classic, and How Will I Laugh Tomorrow. Yeah, this mostly just has like dates and facts of like, it was released at this point, and then they went on tour, and then blah blah blah, so unfortunately, it's like not awesome in that regard, but still pretty good. So the second half is more covers Infectious Grooves, I guess, and I didn't bother reading it yet because I never even listened to Infectious Grooves, but maybe I should. Maybe I should give them a chance. I got a bunch of extra copies of these because I was like, maybe I'll be able to like sell them at shows and stuff, and I'll be set up at a show on the 7th at the Pyramid Cabaret, so if you want to buy some comics in your local, I'll have some copies of this and other stuff. Maybe I'll make a video of stuff I'll have, but we'll see. I'll just try it. That'll be the first time for me trying to set up at a show and selling stuff. But anyways, moving on to more reviews and haul stuff here. Here's Terminator 2 by Declan, Shalvey, and Luke O'Sullivan, is it? David O'Sullivan. Okay, different artist on this, I think, then. But, in Terminator #1, there was a different story. I don't know if it's connected to this, because this begins like a new chapter, and it takes place in Vietnam, which is pretty sick. This is pretty good. It continues to be good, but this is like, I don't know if issue 1 was more of like a prologue or something, more in the present day. So we'll see where this goes. This seems to be kind of just setting up where the rest of it will go, but it does have like good action and characterization. Terminator punch in a tank. Yeah, this is fun. I'll still continue to stick with this and see where this goes. And here's Terminator issue 2 with the Alex Ross Burning Earth version variant cover. Okay, continuing now to magazines and books, trade paperbacks. Okay, this is a little bit late, but this came out a little while ago. I haven't read it yet because I'm waiting to get like all 3 of them. But Juan Jimenez, I Dragon. So Jimenez, a an artist that's featured in kind of like Metal Hurlant and Humanoids back in times past. So good stuff. Should be. Panelist Comics number 5. I'm behind on these. I haven't like caught up in reading these, so I haven't read this one yet. So apologies for that, guys. But you know, these are it would be what's the word? Betrayed like a book by the cover, because these actually don't have a lot of sex. They're more like mystery and drama or suspense. Okay, Asterix Generations. This is a tribute, I guess it could be called, to Asterix by Uderzo and Goscinny. A lot of different artists in here. It seems like they kind of talk about each artist and then give them like a page or two to play around with doing Asterix content. Here, I just bookmarked a couple because most of them I haven't heard of, but here's Kim Young-ji. I think that's how you'd pronounce his name, right? He always does some like hyper, like nice detailed but lively ink work. Milo Manara. This could be us, but you playing, girl. Nah, this is me. This is Goals Bay. You always want to be a fat barbarian and who's like super strong. That's what you want to be in life. Okay, but anyways, moving on. It's cool to see Manara doing some Asterix. Frank Cho. And in each of these, they just talk about like their bibliographies as well. But yeah, some Frank Cho there. One second. Oh, here's Terry Moore. There's a bunch of artists in here, a bunch of nice stuff in here. I was just like, man, Asterix was a favorite growing up. Here's some Jim Lee. Making them look all gritty. Asterix and Obelix. Okay, here's a star of the show of the month's releases, to me anyway. Bubblegum Crisis Complete Archive. So this is a book of like promotional material, concept art. It's just packed like full, and it's a thick boy. It's real thick. And I bookmarked a lot of stuff here, but I'll try to go through it pretty fast, because if you didn't come here for this, I will add chapters in here if you want to skip, but mainly what's his name? Sorry, Kenichi Sonoda, and like just every page is like full of art. What does this say? Hurricane Live 2032 Laserdisc art. You might remember the opening song for Bubblegum Crisis is like some glam rock classic stuff, some CD art. I'll link that song in the comments because it's cool music video and stuff too. Hurricane, Konyawa Hurricane. Here's some CD art again. I better keep it moving because I bookmarked a lot of this stuff, but it's just really nice if you like this kind of thing. Bubblegum Crisis was one of the first, maybe, cyberpunk animes, it could be called. Yeah. Huge influence in the cyberpunk genre, maybe. Some classic moments. A lot of character design stuff. Here's Pris, of course. Everybody's favorite character, maybe. Leon, who comes off as kind of a dork, maybe, from the point of view of the Bubblegum Crisis main cast, but when you watch the 80 Police side show, which is more of a favorite for me, Leon is the main character and is pretty good. That takes place when he's a rookie as well. Boomers, the malfunctioning like military robots in it, or a lot of like servants and stuff have these inside them and transform into them. Yeah, just tons. This thing is just packed. Combat Boomer, Doberman Boomer. Okay, keep it moving here. Lots of design stuff. See, I was kind of on the fence. I was like, do you want to get like a big boy book all the time? But this is one that'll like just always be on the shelf. I'll never sell this one. Yeah, they get into designs for all of the tech and backgrounds, weapons, vehicles. Not everybody grew up on this, and I think a lot of people were exposed to Bubblegum Crash maybe before Bubblegum Crisis, but I've heard like, that Bubblegum Crisis is probably better. I've never watched Bubblegum Crash just because I don't want to be disappointed. More of this vehicle designs. Okay, about halfway through this book, so maybe just a couple more minutes. Even the interiors of these vehicles, everything is so sick. You might have seen like even animated GIFs from this show being like kind of classic cyberpunk frames of animation that you'd maybe come across online once in a while and stuff. Okay, here we're getting into 80 Police. This is Tony Takazaki, I think, rather than Kenichi Sonoda. I'm getting his name wrong. I don't know why, but Kenichi Sonoda. Am I getting it wrong? But okay, this is Tony Takazaki. You might be familiar with him. Not only did he do the concept art and design a lot for 80 Police and Bubblegum Crisis, but he also did Riding Bean and Gunsmith Cats. Yeah, I love this stuff. This is like forever stuff here. Okay, the darker side anime, 80 Police. Maybe more like adult oriented and like my favorite probably of the series. The comics and the anime. It's pretty wild stuff. Oh yeah, they have like episode guides to all of the different series too. Phantom Woman, The Ripper. Phantom Woman is a great episode. The Man Who Bites His Tongue. That's an awesome episode. Such a great sci-fi cyberpunk episode. That might be the one to check out if you want to like check out just one episode. I'd recommend 80 Police, episode 3. The Man Who Bites His Tongue. Yeah, the Phantom Lady. Kenichi Sonoda. Yeah, okay, I remembered his name right. It ends with an interview with him. Okay, this video is moving along pretty fast. Just 2 more books to show for the month, I think, as far as the new releases go. Another biographical trade paperback, Degas and Cassatt. So this is the impressionistic painter, right, that was neither bourgeoisie nor a proletariat. But I think this is an unrequited crush that he had on Cassatt. What was her deal again? But yeah, I just wanted to read some like highfalutin intellectual type stuff a little bit. So we'll see how about this. And like just this kind of thing, I know I'm like never gonna see it at a library or like used or anything. Some of these indie books, like the only way I'm gonna get a chance to read them is to order them myself. So like say with that Suicidal Tendencies book or this Bubblegum Crisis book, a lot of shops or libraries won't like order this when it's coming out. So yeah, if I don't like it, I'll just be able to try like trade it in somewhere too. So not too worried about it. It'll either be worth keeping or able to trade it for something else that we'll want. Okay, this is a new one. I think this was in 2 volumes previously, but now it's a new expanded edition. Innocence and Seduction, the art of Dan DeCarlo. Dan DeCarlo, of course, the most famous artist on Archie and Betty and Veronica and that kind of stuff. Here's maybe in the too much information department. Betty and Veronica were my first crushes when I was a little kid. I remember being 5 years old and just thinking like, I just went to sleep at night and I was thinking about like being crushed between them. Just like for some reason at 5 years old I was like that would be so awesome for some reason. But anyhow, we'll keep tidbits like that out for the if it's a little bit unsavory. But yeah, there's a lot of information in here. His war years. Here's some like French stuff. Even yeah, pop comics. He's been collecting like okay, here's Showgirls, Sherry the Showgirl, Nellie the Nurse, Millie the Model, stuff like that. Pop comics been getting. And I was always like, why is he getting that stuff? But I guess this is Dan DeCarlo a lot, right? Here's a comic that's for you. Made you look. I'm just playing, man. Just playing. So, a lot of stuff in here. There's a lot. He has like a very, very long career. Very prolific. He's done so much stuff, it seems. But yeah, I just want to see the most risque stuff. Are these for like adult humor magazines? What was it called? Humorania or something? This is what you want to see. Pull the curtains back. Yeah, the most iconic like Archie artist, right? Naughty naughty. Yeah, so this is cool. This is just another one that I was like, when am I gonna get a chance to see this or whatever? So it looks like he did some stuff in Radioactive Man number 136. That's cool to know. He also worked in the Treehouse of Horror. That would be cool to see. I like Treehouse of Horror. It's actually done pretty well a lot of the time. Even though the cartoon might have went downhill, the comic stuff is not too bad. He worked on some Batman stuff here with Joker and Harley Quinn. Some Elvira. This is for Penthouse Comics. I think I have that issue unless he did more than one issue. This is the original stuff, and then you get this section of stuff that like wasn't in previous versions, I don't think. From Jest, Humorama. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna recommend a comic channel that you guys might want to check out because he does like very good in-depth reviews of a lot of good underground and indie stuff. Or guy has good taste, and he did a much further in-depth review and showcase of this book. I think it's like a good half an hour or an hour long or something wild like that. So I'll link that in the description because if you're more interested in stuff like this, or in particular this book, you can check that out. Okay, lastly, oh yeah. Lastly, as far as the new releases goes, Wally Wood from Witzend. So Wally Wood was curating a collection of like indie underground, like magazine-sized stuff with fellow creators, I think. And this collects that. I think it might talk about it as well, but I won't talk about it too much because I'm not familiar. I would just be making stuff up. The Wanton World of the Wizard King. And I haven't really like checked this out yet because it looks like everything has like tons of, well, not this, but for the most part it looks very wordy. Kind of that underground thing, like people had a lot more solitary time. Maybe in like, you know, in the times before mobile internet and stuff. There's a lot more time that people spend reading and stuff. This is like a little bit overwhelming to look at. This will like take a while to get through. But it has this kind of classic looking Wally Wood stuff as well. And yeah, there's it being underground and adults only, there's some, you know, Wally Wood has fun with like some raunchy aspects and stuff sometimes too. Anybody who's familiar with that side of him. One of my favorites, he'd be on like the Rushmore or the top 10 absolutely for me. Yeah, here we go with some of the more risque stuff. But yeah, this will be interesting. We'll see how it goes. This isn't quite what I had in mind. Like, I didn't really know much about this. I was just like a Wally Wood thing of rare stuff. I better order it, but yeah. I didn't know if it would be more like an art and illustration kind of thing. But we've got it, and it's kind of rare, so if I don't want it, I'm sure it'll be worth something later on down the line. Okay, you know what? This being new releases, let's just release this as its own video, and do I want to do that? Sorry, just thinking. No, we're gonna keep going, I think, right? Unless you see this by itself, then yeah, we did release it as its own video. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I am going to, I think I'll just release this video of the new releases tonight. That way I can, it doesn't have to render and join a bunch of videos, all that stuff, and I can come out sooner, and I'll do the used stuff later on in the week. So thanks for bearing with me. There's also these calendars I forgot to mention. A new Frazetta 2025 calendar. It's just been a while since I've got like cool calendars, and I thought like I could get them for myself or as a gift. We've kind of seen all these before though, but like I mean a lot of these were posters back in the day and stuff, so not like it doesn't look like crazy awesome like quality either. So I have a little bit of buyer's remorse maybe. Same with this Louis Royaux 2025 calendar, because it's not as risque as I'd want. You'd want it to be like a little bit nasty with it, right? But yeah, leaving this video on a higher note. The used stuff will be coming in a little later on in the week. That way this one can come out right away. Okay guys, so thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for watching. Sorry about the shortness of this. Maybe some people like them short though, so this is for you if that's the case. Alright, we'll catch you in the next one real soon.